Hello friends, welcome back to our channel. Myself Mohammad Furkhan and today we are going to quickly revise atoms and molecules. This is the part 2 of this chapter. So this is the chapter 3rd of 9th standard science book titled as Atoms and Molecules. We have seen previously a session in which we have discussed about atomic theory, chemical combination, a law of chemical combination, and today we are going to quickly revise about molecule, about ions and how to write chemical formulae. So without delay, let's start today's session. What is a molecule? A molecule is defined as the smallest species of an element or a compound. It could be either of an element or a compound that is capable of independent existence and show all the properties of the substance. So what is a molecule? It is the smallest particle which is having independent existence and can show all the properties of that substance of either element or a compound. Okay. So molecules of many elements like argon and helium are present in the form of their single atom, whereas molecule of oxygen is present in the form of two atoms combined together. So oxygen is present, oxygen molecule is O2, means two oxygen species combined with each other, while argon or helium are the species or are the elements where the molecule is present of single atom. Moving ahead, atomicity of element. Atomicity of an element means the property of an atom of a given element to form molecule either by combining with itself, like if you consider H2, here hydrogen is combined with hydrogen, so the atomicity of hydrogen here is H plus H. That means two atoms of hydrogen can combine with each other to form a molecule. That's why it is called as diatomic. Whereas if you consider phosphorus, it combines with different three phosphorus atoms to form a molecule. So phosphorus molecule is formed by combining four atoms of phosphorus. That's why it is called as tetraatomic. So let us go to the list. Here argon and helium are monoatomic. That means their molecule is single atom. For example, R and He are present in nature in the form of their single atom. And oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen and chlorine are present in diatomic form. For example, O2 or N2. These are the examples. Then phosphorus is present in tetraatomic form as we have seen right now. Apart from that, there are certain metals which are present in monoatomic form. For example, sodium, iron, aluminum and copper, they are present in monoatomic forms. Okay, so let's move ahead. Molecules of a compound. So we have seen that there are certain monoatomic molecules, there are certain diatomic molecules. So diatomic and monoatomic, it is based upon for that particular element. Now we are moving ahead towards compounds, where compounds are the substances where two different elements, atoms of two different elements are combined with each other. So as we have earlier seen that the law of chemical proportion or the law of constant combination states that in any given substance or in any given chemical reaction, the substances exchange with each other or chemical reaction does occur without destroying the mass, and the new formed substance is having the molecular mass which will form as that of the previous two. Like if you say when two atoms of hydrogen are combined with oxygen, they will form H2O. So in H2O, the mass of hydrogen, the mass of oxygen remains constant. So before reaction, if it is a test tube in which you have added hydrogen and oxygen, suppose mass of hydrogen is 2 and mass of oxygen is 1. So final mass of hydrogen plus oxygen will remain 3. because we have added 2 plus 1, it should be 3. So this is the law of chemical combination or chemical constant. In the same way, we can see here that when you combine hydrogen and oxygen with each other, they always combine in the ratio of 1:8 in water. So for each type of molecule or the compound, this ratio may vary, but they are always present in the whole number of their mass proportion. For example, in carbon dioxide, when you consider CO2, in the CO2, the carbon is present in 3 form and oxygen is present in 8 form by mass. Okay, so this is the chemical proportion of atoms present in a compound by their masses. Okay, so let's move ahead now. What is an ion? So ion can be defined as the charged species of metals and non-metals which are present in their compound. For example, if you see any compound which is composed of both metal and non-metal, for example, if you see sodium, which is a metal, and chloride, which is a non-metal, when you wanted to combine these two, they will form NaCl, as you see here, NaCl. So this is the combination of metal and non-metal. So metal and non-metal, they are combined by the nature of their charges. This is positive charge, this is positively charged, this is negatively charged. When you combine this together, they will form, or they will share this electrons and they will form a molecule. So when they are present in a solution form, they will create species such as sodium, which is positively charged, while chlorine, which is negatively charged. So these charged species of any atom of metal or non-metal, they are called as ions. Okay, and based upon their charges, they are categorized as anion or cation. What is anion? Anion is the ion in which it is negatively charged, and cation is the ion in which it is positively charged. Okay, so let's move ahead. Valency of an atom. Valency of an atom is the power of that element to combine with any other substance. Like if you want to see the capacity of oxygen to combine with any other element or atom, then you can come to know that it is having valency of 2 because it can bind with two different hydrogen atoms. Correct. So H2O, in water it is H2O, where oxygen is combined with two hydrogen species, whereas hydrogen, when combined with hydrogen, it forms H2, and its capacity to combine with itself is having 1. That means its valency is 1. So in the same way, there are certain chemicals, there are different elements that are given here, having their different valencies. For example, one valency is present for sodium, potassium, silver, copper, and so on with some non-metals like hydrogen and chloride. In ammonia, or the ammonium, it is NH4, which is positively charged, therefore its valency is 1. In hydroxide, its valency is 1 because this is hydroxide, means oxygen is combined with hydrogen and they have a negatively charge, so that's why they are having valency of 1. So moving ahead, the magnesium is having valency 2 because it is having positive charge of 2 ions. Similarly, Fe dipositive, copper dipositive, they are also having 2 positive charge on them. That's why they are called as diatom. Their valency is 2. In the same way, oxides and sulfur have valency of 2 because it is having 2 negative charges present on that. Okay, so let's move ahead. How to write simple formula for simple compounds. So there are certain general rules for writing the compounds formulae, which states that valency or charge of the ions must be balanced. What do you mean by balance? if you take one positive, there should be one negative. Then only it will be balanced by giving neutral charge, correct? So the valency or the charges should be balanced. Then a compound consisting of metal and non-metal. So you write metal name first and then non-metal name. For example, if there is calcium and oxide present like CaO, CaO is calcium combined with oxygen, it will form calcium oxide. So in this example, calcium is termed first and then oxygen is termed. So calcium oxide. In the same way, in sodium chloride, Na is the metallic part, chloride is non-metallic part. When they combine with each other, they will form NaCl. So what we call this? We call this as sodium chloride because it is conventionally accepted that you write metals name first, then non-metals name. Okay. And also in compounds formed by polyatomic ions. Polyatomic ions, as we have seen in the case of phosphorus. So the ion is enclosed in bracket before writing the number to indicate the ratio. For example, if it is combined in ratio of 4, then it is write like this. Sometimes iron is present in the valency 2 or iron is present in the valency of 3. So when it is present in the valency of 2, it is written as Fe2, and if it is present in Fe3 valency form, then it is written as Fe3. So in this way we have to write the names of chemical substances. So let us take an example how we can write the simple formulae for chemical combination. So here we can see that hydrogen is combined with chlorine and the ratio of both is 1 and 1. So it is written as HCl. You are getting this? I suppose we have combined hydrogen one atom with one atom of chlorine. It will form HCl. So this is hydrogen chloride. So this is the chemical formula for hydrogen chloride. In the same way, for hydrogen sulfide, what we have? Hydrogen plus sulfur, but the valency of sulfur is 2. That's why we have to add 2 hydrogen species with a sulfur, which then results to H2S. So what is H2S? H2S is the formula for hydrogen sulfide. In the same way, we have carbon tetrachloride. That means 1 carbon plus 4 chlorine atoms. So the reaction will be converted the carbon and 4 chloride. So this is your carbon tetrachloride. Why it is called tetrachloride? It is because it is having 4 atoms of chlorine present in the molecule. So in this way you can write the simple formula for compounds. So dear friends, this is all for now. In the upcoming session, we are going to cover molecular mass and mole concept based upon the same chapter. And till then, please subscribe and share for more updates. Thank you.